Chapter 1. Zeno-sama's mistake. In all alternate timelines, Goku is responsible for the elimination of existence itself, but in one dimension among a million, something different happens. Dimension 807. 10 years had passed since the Tournament of Power. Goku had surpassed the gods, mastering techniques and powers that few could even imagine. "Thank you very much for training me all this time, Mr. Daishinkan." "It's nothing," replied the priest. "Besides, Lord Zeno likes you being here." At that moment, the king of everything appeared before our protagonist. "Hey, Goku, can we play?" "Sure," replied Goku, laughing like a child. Hours, days, and months passed. Goku and Zeno-sama played less and less, but every moment was filled with fun and pure energy. One day, Zeno approached him again. "Hey, Goku, can we play?" "I'm sorry, little Zeno-sama," Goku replied, serious but kind. "I have to train." "When you're really strong, will you play with me forever?" asked Zeno, with a mixture of excitement and hope. "That's right, I promise." Zeno nodded happily and handed Goku a small glowing bottle. "What's this?" asked our protagonist, curious. "Take it, it's very tasty." Goku tasted it. "It's true, it's delicious," he exclaimed, enjoying the taste. "This was given to me by the king of everything." He didn't manage to finish his sentence. In an instant, the palace of everything began to shake. Blinding lights, flashes of pure energy, cracks opening up in space. Everything was falling apart around him. Goku fell to his knees, unable to comprehend what was happening. "Zeno-sama?" he cried, as the entire multiverse began to fade away. Every tear that fell from his eyes seemed to weigh a ton, for the pain of destruction was so real that he felt it in every cell. "No, this can't be happening," he whispered with a broken voice, his heart breaking as he watched the memories of millions of lives disappear in an instant. The new power and absolute consciousness he had gained allowed him to see every soul that was extinguished because of him, because he was unable to control that unimaginable power. Each lost life revealed itself to him like a flash before his eyes, each story, each laugh, each tear of those he loved and those he would never know. How could I?" His voice broke, echoing in a void where nothing remained. "All this, because of me." Although his heart was filled with guilt, a spark of determination began to shine. He couldn't undo the past, but he could fight for a future, even if it was one that no one else could imagine. With a roar that echoed beyond reality itself, Goku began to focus his new awareness and power, determined to learn to control it, or to bear all the consequences of a power that even the gods could not comprehend. At that moment, our protagonist would calm down and try to control all that power. All the chaos would begin to subside, and Goku would slowly open his eyes. At that moment, he would faint. Zeno-sama and Daishinkan would go to help Goku. Days would pass. Our protagonist woke up with difficulty, his breathing ragged. What happened?" he asked, confused. "You were unconscious for several days," Daishinkan replied gravely. Goku tried to sit up, and at that moment, memories hit him like an avalanche. He lowered his head in silence. "With your power, you destroyed 90% of mortals," Daishinkan added. The Saiyang opened his eyes in amazement. "Please tell me my family is okay." Zeno-sama and Daishinkan looked at each other, saying nothing for a few seconds that seemed like an eternity. "I'm sorry, Mr. Goku, they were also victims of your power." Goku fell to his knees. Thick tears began to roll down his face. "No, it can't be, all this, it's my fault." Suddenly, the palace began to shake. "Mr. Goku, you must calm down," warned Daishinkan. "If you don't, what little remains will be destroyed." The Saiyang took a deep breath, trying to control the torrent of emotions that consumed him. Little by little, the trembling ceased. "What have I become?" he whispered. "All this is my fault. I gave you the multiversal water. It is the source that all kings of everything drink from before obtaining our power. But with you, something different happened. Something that no one could have foreseen. Many lives were lost. Goku lowered his head, saying nothing. Then he turned and began walking toward the exit. "Where are you going?" asked Daishinkan. "I'll be back soon," replied the Saiyang before disappearing into the clouds. During his flight, he contemplated the desolation. Entire worlds reduced to dust. The echo of his power resonated in every corner of the universe. An immense sadness enveloped him. "Nothing makes sense anymore," he whispered. He tried to end his own life, but nothing worked. Not even death would accept him. Exhausted, he fell into the void and closed his eyes, falling into a deep sleep. "We are surprised to see that you were the cause of the extinction of the multiverse in all dimensions. But this is the only one where there is still some existence left. Your mission will be to eliminate all the Gokus, to prevent this tragedy from happening again." At that moment, Goku woke up with a start. "A dream?" he whispered, looking at his hands. No, it felt too real. Goku would return to the temple of the King of All. "You're finally back," Daishinkan would say with relief. "Where have you been all this time?" "I was meditating," Goku replied calmly, although the weight of deep pain was evident in his eyes. "Lord Daishinkan, do you remember what you told me about the dimensional tree in this palace?" "Yes, I remember," nodded the High Priest. "I need to use it. I suspect that my existence is a mistake in all dimensions, except this one." Zeno-sama and Daishinkan looked at each other, concerned about the gravity of those words. "Follow us," ordered the king of everything. The little monarch would guide Goku and the priest to a huge room bathed in heavenly light. In the center stood the dimensional tree, whose roots extended beyond space and time. It was the point where the King of All had access to all existing realities. "We need to confirm if your suspicion is true," said Daishinkan, approaching the tree alongside Zeno-sama. Both deities began to channel their energy, exploring the threads of the multiverse, until their faces turned pale. "It can't be," murmured the priest. Zeno-sama, trembling, took a step back. "It's true, you are an error in all dimensions," he whispered in a broken voice. "Your existence has altered the stability of everything." Goku remained silent, his face darkened. "We have to change the course of history," Zeno-sama finally said, with a tone of fear he had never shown before. The echo of his words resounded throughout the vast temple, marking the beginning of a new destiny. Goku decided, "I will be the one to eliminate my other versions." With that resolution, he entered a new reality. Dimension 132, he murmured to himself as he crossed the dimensional veil. He headed back to the palace of the King of All, his heart heavy. "It can't be, it's happening again," he whispered as the earth began to shake. The nearby planets crackled like leaves, fragments of the world broke off and floated in the void. "Damn it! I'm too late," thought Goku, rushing, but then the destruction began to subside. He slipped through the shadows of the palace, entering unseen. There, on the floor of the Great Hall, lay another version of himself, unconscious, blooded, just as he had been. Zeno-sama and Daishinkan surrounded him, alarmed. The Goku in the scene was still breathing heavily. "He's a threat," said a trembling voice among those present. "He must be destroyed." Zeno-sama concentrated his power and attacked, but his energy was repelled as if it had collided with an invisible wall. Every attempt was futile. Meanwhile, Daishinkan worked feverishly to repair the palace and restore order. Goku watched this scene in amazement. "It's impossible, it's indestructible." At that moment, Goku stood in front of Daishinkan and Zeno-sama. He touched the body of his other version, and an energy enveloped the Saiyang. In that instant, Goku disappeared. "But who are you?" "Sorry for being late." The Saiyang would disappear from the sight of the deities, who were left bewildered. The Saiyang returned to his dimension. Daishinkan and Zeno-sama were waiting for him. Goku fell to his knees on the ground. "What happened?" asked the voice of one of the deities. I failed. I was too late, whispered Goku. But even so, I eliminated him. Don't be frustrated, Daishinkan replied calmly. There are still millions of realities we can save. Goku looked up, remembering the past events, how Zeno-sama tried to eliminate him, but our hero would not speak about what he had seen. Suddenly, a familiar voice echoed in the chamber. You're finally back. Goku's eyes widened instantly when he saw Whis. The omnipotent Goku emerged from the portal. The deity had already erased the first Goku. The scene was frozen in silence. Whis appeared at his side with his characteristic calm and said, Hello, Mr. Goku. We've been waiting for you. The Saiyang was surprised to see Whis. I'm glad to know you survived. Goku, his voice trembling, asked, Where is Mr. Beerus? Whis looked down and replied with regret, I'm sorry, Goku. Mr. Beerus did not survive. The protagonist bowed his head, guilt etched on his face. It's all my fault, he thought. Because of me, many races have disappeared. He brought his hand to his temple, overwhelmed. Then Whis looked at him and said firmly, That's not true. No one could contain the power of Zeno-sama. Furthermore, you are the only version of Goku who did not destroy the entire multiverse. Goku clenched his fists and, with a coldness that froze the air, declared, I cannot allow my other versions to destroy what remains. That is why I must eliminate them. I am the only one capable of stopping the destruction that threatens the other dimensions. My existence is a danger in other realities, Goku murmured. Daishinkan nodded solemnly. That's right. You are the only one who can save the other dimensions from their imminent destruction. At his side, Zeno-sama remained silent, watching. The deities gathered around the dimensional tree, a colossus whose branches showed glimpses of possible worlds. There, each leaf was a universe. There, all realities could be seen as distorted reflections in black water. When the mind's eye scanned the tree, a branch projected an image that froze those present, a dimension in which Goku and Vegeta had remained fused, never separating. That version is about to obtain the power of Zeno-sama, Daishinkan said in a grave voice. Goku paled at the vision. A cold terror ran down his spine. I have to intervene. I can't allow that being to achieve omnipotence. I have to do this mission. The priest and the king of all nodded. A dimensional rift would open, and Whis and the others would wish our hero good luck. The Saiyang would pass through the portal. On the other side, Vegeta was in the time chamber, and the fusion would be training. At that moment, a portal would open where our protagonist would emerge. Vegeta was surprised. This is impossible. Are you Goku? Besides, this is Daishinkan's training chamber. No one could come to this place. Goku, showing no emotion, fixed his gaze on Vegeta and said in an unperturbed voice, I am an omnipotent being. There is nothing that escapes my power. I have come to eliminate you, for the good of the multiverse. Vegeta frowned, incredulous. Did I hear you right? Did you say you're going to eliminate me? Before the silence could spread, Vegeta lunged furiously at Goku. His speed was immeasurable, but even so, every punch, every kick, was dodged with divine calm. Goku didn't move a muscle in his face. His body barely leaned, evading each attack with absolute precision. Surprise was reflected on Vegeta's face. What is this power? He muttered, as the pressure of Goku's aura began to distort the space around him. The air became heavy. Every movement Goku made seemed to defy the laws of time. Vegeta, his forehead beaded with sweat, took a step back. No way! My speed exceeds that of Ultra Instinct. But Goku remained motionless, as if the entire universe was moving in his favor. His voice echoed gravely, without emotion. Your power is great, Vegeta, but it is not absolute. Suddenly, Goku raised a hand. The space around him fractured into thousands of fragments of light. Each crack revealed different universes collapsing. Vegeta roared. Don't underestimate me, Goku. Final Kamehameha. A wave of cosmic energy swept across the battlefield. But when the glow dissipated, Goku was still there, unscathed. His gaze remained serene. I warned you. With a simple movement of his fingers, Vegeto's energy began to fade. Is that all? Goku asked with almost inhuman calm. His voice echoed in the immensity of the Chamber of Time, like a divine echo that chilled the blood. If that was all, then he was disappointed. Vegeto stared at him, motionless. His pupils trembled, his breathing became unstable. It was the first time he had ever felt something he never thought possible. Fear took hold of his body. Vegeto thought that no being could defeat him after he had defeated Daishinkan, but now he was being humiliated by this omnipotent being. Goku showed no mercy, no anger, no emotion whatsoever. Only an overwhelming serenity, the calmness of someone who knows that nothing can challenge him. Suddenly, his energy began to expand. The ground shook. The walls of the Chamber of Time began to crack. And space itself distorted as if the universe could not withstand his power. Vegeto's instincts screamed at him to escape. Every cell in his body warned him, staying meant total annihilation. No, this can't be happening. He whispered, backing away as the light of Goku's divine aura enveloped everything. And amid that chaos, only one cold, distant, inevitable voice could be heard. There's nowhere left for you to run. Goku appeared in front of Ultra Vegeto and would pierce him, causing him to fall to the ground. It was over. At that moment, Daishinkan would enter the time chamber, and Goku would immediately disappear. The priest was surprised to see a man, and even more so to see Vegeto lying lifeless on the ground. The Saiyang would return to his dimension. I did it. The mission was a success. It's true. We've seen everything from here. Mr. Goku, you are amazing, said Whis. Thank you. You deserve a good rest. We have prepared a planet for you. Ah, really? That's right. The deities would take our hero to his new home. The planet was serene and majestic, with purple skies, floating islands, and infinite calm. Even so, it made him feel somewhat nostalgic. What do you think? It's a good planet to live comfortably on. I like it, it's just what I need. Plus, it's very close to the palace. Perfect. If you need anything, just call us. You must be tired. I'm fine, but a nap wouldn't hurt. The deities said goodbye, leaving the Saiyang in his new home. He entered the house, looked around curiously, and finally lay down on the bed, falling into a deep sleep. Hours later, he opened his eyes with a start. An unknown energy filled the air, intense, cold, and familiar. What is this presence? Cautiously, he left his house. In front of him, a female figure emanated an overwhelming power, and her appearance was identical to that of Frieza. Who are you? The woman watched him with an unsettling calm, her eyes shining with a power Goku had never felt before. Her aura seemed to envelop the entire planet, causing the wind to stop for a moment. Do not be afraid, she said in a soft but authoritative voice. I have not come to attack you. Goku frowned, putting himself on guard. His Saiyang instincts told him that this presence was not ordinary. What are you? Why do you look like Frieza? I see you know my son. Our protagonist was more than surprised. Your son? That's right. My name is Jinya. I am Frieza's mother, and also the Supreme Queen of Kingdom 2. Goku was even more surprised. I need an explanation, he said, his voice full of curiosity and caution. All right, she continued. When Frieza was born, I confronted the ice demons. My family, as you know, is not known for doing good, but I wanted to break that cycle. I wanted my son to be different, to not follow the same path of destruction as the others. What about King Cold? Asked Goku, frowning. He and the others didn't share my values, replied Jinya. So I confronted them. There were too many of them, and, unfortunately, I couldn't win. I thought all was lost. Little by little, an overwhelming power was destroying me until my master intervened. Jinya looked up, her eyes shining with pride and restrained strength. He took me to his kingdom, trained me, and taught me to master my true potential. With his guidance, I was able to grow and become the Supreme Queen of Kingdom 2 thanks to my power. Goku remained silent, completely astonished. Some time ago, I saw everything that happened in this kingdom, so I decided to return. What will Frieza's mother do now? Find out in the next chapter. Remember, this story will only be available on Doi Theories DBS.